For nearly a decade, you've been asking Jason questions. But did anyone think to fact check this guy? This is the Audit Jason Show. Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Piercy, and this is the Audit Jason Show. And that sounds exactly as bad as it is. What? I'm not articulate today. I'm sorry. No real attempt at a charming preamble. We're going to review the last episode of the first ever season of the Ask Jason Show. And it's called Getting Attention on Your Home for Sale. So I expect this to be an interesting one about marketing. Which will be cool because it's 2026 and marketing in 2015, 2016 was probably way different. But it also spends a fair amount of time talking about a local clothing brand called Round 13. I don't need to explain it to you. I'm going to explain it to you in the video. So yeah, let's go ahead. I am ready when you are. Are you ready, Director Joe? You ready, Director Joe? Yeah? Okay, let me get full screen here, and on your mark, get set, giddy up.
On this episode,
That's not right.
this real estate stuff is not easy.
Good
So
enough,
send
eh?
me your questions, and I will.
What I said there was, this is more important. Something like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jason Piercy, and this is episode 20 of the Ask Jason Show. It is 20. Like, 20 is like you're not a teenager anymore. It's like you're grown up. We're big boys now. What is with me, ladies?
We thought we were big boys.
Hi, Joe. Joe just said avoid loud shouts. It's kind of my thing, bro. Can you tell when I divert my eyes to Joe and not you? All right, let's try again. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jason Piercy, and this is episode 20 of the Ask Jason Show. Was that better, Joe?
I just, like, for a second here, I'm wondering if you could bring up, like, that guy's face for a second, kind of like, and look at his beard and look at my beard. Does anything look different? What about wow, it is a lot of color change has happened to my hair in this amount of time. I'm gonna go out on a limb. It's not a limb. Why is it a limb? It's not a limb. It's not a limb. I'm just gonna say that I like all of this gray better. I think it looks better. And I think that if you don't like it, then you can suck my George Clooney because he looks great with gray hair.
The intro again because he told me that I'm not allowed to shout because it makes the volume jump and skip, and I guess it makes his job hard in editing. Well, I got news for you, Director Joe. Sometimes this guy shouts. I'm a passionate man. I also have this going on with my voice. Don't get used to this. I won't always be this attractive and have this raspy, sexy voice, but it does make for a pretty good Matthew McConaughey.
How wrong was I?
Let's get right into the show. All right. That was probably pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, it was definitely
Okay, so
interesting.
20.
Interesting point of fact, not related to the show at all. Matthew McConaughey just recently trademarked? I can't remember the phrase all right, all right, all right. Yeah, he took ownership of it. So it's a registered trademark for him, or he's in the process of doing it, so that it can't be misused outside of context and reflect poorly. And it's also AI driven. Like, it doesn't want people to, through AI media creation, to misuse something. So if it's trademarked, they can't. I mean, sure. Guess something else to be at, Matt.
When you're 20, you're not a teenager anymore. You're a man, a young man. You're an adult. You have
you're not.
Things to do and say. And before we answer a couple of questions, I have something important to do and say. You've seen me in a hoodie. You've never seen me in a t-shirt before, ever. ever in a t-shirt before. Today I'm wearing a t-shirt from a local clothing company called Round 13 Clothing Co. They have a beautiful, powerful story that where their founding came from. A local man from a McCarthy family, Mr. Donnie McCarthy, was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 39. He had a family, kids, wife, and gigantic boxing fan, huge boxing fan. And anybody who's a boxing fan knows that boxing is in 12 rounds. And Mr. McCarthy went through his 13th round, which is his battle that he succumbed to over 11 years. But his passion, his always fighting, his one more treatment, one more try, let's do this other thing. When cancer finally took him at age 50, everybody recognized that his fight and his power and his diligence and his effort and his love and just unwillingness to quit in his 13th round was inspirational, and to remind people that good things happen when you don't stop. Good things happen and you deserve good things. And a big portion of the proceeds from this company, Round 13, they do a lot of athletic wear, is going to go to support cancer research and foundations that help families who are enduring cancer, all different types. So I wanted to take a moment to talk about that because it's important. And for the first time ever, I've never asked this before, ever. This is the one Ask Jason show that I am asking you, please share. Because not only is this an incredible brand with a lot of really good product, like this shirt is so comfortable and so soft that we had a hard time, see the mic, because the shirt is so soft that it would not support the weight of this tiny little mic. This is the most comfortable t-shirt I've ever had on. Round 13, beautiful, wonderful people, great product, proceeds go to support families who are dealing with cancer. Now, everybody who shares, I'm giving this hat away. This hat will belong to one of you. I'm going to track everyone who shares this video.
I don't remember who won the hat.
From the Ask Jason show. I will share it on my personal page. Everybody who shares this video will be entered into a draw to win this hat. Because chances are it's going to look better on you than it does on me. Anybody who knows me knows that this is not what I typically look like. I'm going to lay this aside so it don't end up smelling like me, because one of you is going to own it, going to wear it. Director Joe's chuckling. So thanks for watching this part. Let's get into the show. Okay, thank you for acknowledging that.
That was different.
I know I'm going to get a bunch of shares out of you. So thank you. That means a whole bunch to me and to the legacy of Mr. McCarthy and to this brand, which is a wonderful thing. So I have two questions to talk about today. The very first one came from an email that I received today on a house that I currently have for sale. The email came from somebody who's interested in buying it, absolutely in love with the house. Literally, I'm going to read the email to you. Literally, it says this: I love this house. All caps locks, caps lock. But I have to sell mine first. The market seems so horrible. There's like 30 something O's. Well, maybe actually it's just probably 15 or 20. Any advice? Yeah, I got some advice. The market is not so horrible. Stop saying stuff like that, people. Markets don't have good, markets don't have bad. We talked about this on the last episode. What makes the difference right now in marketing is attention. The reason people say it's called a market and it's called marketing for a reason. The things are connected. Marketing is about attention. It doesn't matter how good a value what I have to sell is. If I'm advertising it and marketing it in a place where you can't see it because you're not paying attention there, then I'll never sell it. Part of the reason why our market is bad, which it's not, that's ridiculous. Part of the reason is because realtors are nostalgic and romantic about how they made money 5 and 10 and 15 and 20 years ago. And they think that they can do the same thing now, that they finally have to work, and it's not all sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns like it was 10 years ago. Effort has to go in. So they go back to the last time they put effort in, which was 15 years ago, and it doesn't work anymore. Well, how many of you watched videos on Facebook 15 years ago? Nobody. It didn't exist. But now it has everyone's attention. So what's my advice? because you have to sell one house before to buy the one that you're absolutely in love with. This is a quote. I'm quoting myself. I feel like such a tool. But I said this in an interview with Jonathan Crow on CBC. Hire an agent who knows how to market like it's 2017, not an agent who knows how to market like it's 2009. That is your answer. That is the advice. I'm losing my voice.
So that's still true, but now it's sort of like hire an agent who knows how to market like it's 2026, not 2017. So, or, God help me, 2009. But just as an example, we put up a new listing just yesterday. Okay. And it's a condo in like an apartment style build. No, actually, it's not an apartment style building. It's a condo in like a townhouse sort of thing. And the condo corporation doesn't require or doesn't allow, signage on the outside of the building, for sale signage, but you can put it up in the window inside your unit. And it's in a fairly high traffic area, but it's set back from, it's not dangerous or anything. It's set back a bit from a road that gets a lot of traffic. And I had a conversation with Erica on the team about whether or not we wanted to put a sign up. And I told her that I would leave it to her. If she wants to put her sign up in the window to get the traffic, she absolutely can. Not a problem at all. But I don't think it's necessary because the sign will do nothing for selling the condo. Nothing. I'm like, Erica, your listing, you want to put your name up there so people can like call you and stuff and you can just get the exposure? 100%. We got signs. I'll call the sign guy. We'll go pick one up. We'll put it up. No big deal. But it's not going to increase the likelihood that the condo sells. And I believe that to be true. So don't market like it's 2017 anymore. And please, for the love of all things real estate, not 2009, get yourself into 2026. And I guess, Joe, you've got, I think that round, Joe is a very sensitive guy. And I'm not making fun of him. I mean that like in a beautiful way. He's very in tune with his emotions. He's like he's just a very wholehearted human being. And I think the round 13 thing like mucked you up a little bit because I know, no, you got a smile on your face. I'm not saying you're discontented. I'm not saying you're angry. I'm not saying you're unhappy. I'm saying your vibe, your energy is in the heart, and you're just sort of feeling it. You're in your feels a little bit, and that's fine. I'm in my feels too, and I feel like continuing this episode, and that's it, because nobody's watching this for. I mean, nobody's watching it at all because we're just making it. But anyway, whatever.
Because I'm so passionate about this particular topic. Thank you for that email. The second question, actually, it's not really a question. It's sort of an observation of mine. I was a little bit late getting here to film this evening. I live up in Westgate, which is up in the Kenmount Terrace development. So I went like up through Kelsey Drive and up through like the Team Gouju Memorial Highway. He's not dead. Oh my God. That's brutal. Director Joe is cracking up. I went up to Team Gouju celebration of the winnings and the lives of those gentlemen who won a gold medal at the Olympics. I went up the Team Gouju.
In curling.
Onto the Outer Ring Road, and the entire time I was behind a novice driver. So that not only was the sign in the back, but the hesitation, the clear angst in the person behind the wheel, it was very apparent to me. I was behind a novice driver the entire time, and I'm like right up till merging onto the highway where I was like, none of this, gone, because I was late, and you shouldn't drive like that. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mom, if Mom's watching. Sorry, Mom. And wife and child, you guys too. But the whole time I was behind this novice driver, and I found myself getting very frustrated. I was like, oh my, I got somewhere to be. You're so slow.
I'm frustrated with this story now. I'm like, let's get to the real estate part.
I'm impatient, and I wanted to rush them. I wanted them to either move faster or get out of my way so I could go about my daily business. Then, out of nowhere, I was just like, holy cow, that's super unfair. This person is probably merging onto a highway and it's never ever happened before in their life, and I'm asking them to rush it. They have probably never made a scarier decision, never walked through a scarier process than merging onto a highway right now as dusk is coming down and there's people flying by and there's headlights everywhere. I do it all the time. I've done it hundreds and thousands of times, and I'll do it hundreds and thousands of more times. This is probably the first time this person ever did it. And then I was like, boom, light bulb. That's exactly like buying your first home.
This guy's barely 30. And I know, like, when we evolved the Ask Jason show into Audit Jason, my expectation was that, because I know what I've been through in my life, how much I've grown, how much I've changed, and how much I've learned. And I feel like I'm a way more complete human being. I know more. I'm better at my job. I'm better at being a person. I expected that I would look back at a lot of stuff that I said and just be like, oh, man, what a douche. Like, that's just like not right. Like, that's not true anymore. Or, no, that was a good one, but there's nuance, and there would be a lot more auditing. But I'm actually impressed with 30, 31-year-old me, whatever it is here, because that's wow. I mean, I think that's really insightful. Anyway, continuing on.
Exactly like buying your first home. There's no question here. It's just a story. I've sold hundreds and hundreds of houses. I'll sell hundreds and hundreds and thousands more. But every buyer who buys their first,
that was a bit douchey.
First. So we as realtors don't get to rush them through that process. We as realtors should be, figuratively and possibly actually, holding their hand and guiding them through with patience and with love and with tolerance and with understanding, and as a guide. Not somebody who's pushing, not somebody who's pulling, but side by side as a guide. It's a scary thing to do, but it's an important thing to do, and it's a valuable thing to do. And we as realtors, we should be there for you, not dragging you along, not pushing you along, not telling you to buy this or buy that, but there to support your decisions that are good for you, because nobody needs to be shoved into a highway. That would be bad. That is all that I have to say for today. Thank you very much for watching. We are all grown up on the Ask Jason show. A lot of things have happened, Joe. Like, since you started coming around, was that like episode 10? Yeah, the magic episode 10 that nobody ever saw. That'll show up one of these days when the production value increases.
It has already shown up.
On a laptop anymore. So thank you everybody for hanging out. It's nice to reach 20. Here's to a lot more. Cheers, and we will see you next time. All right.
Oh, round 13. Cool. I don't have any. Oh, there might be a post credit here because this is on for like a long time. No, there's not. I don't have anything to add to that. I think that is the single most articulate presentation of the thought process of a genuinely helpful, supportive, and like kind real estate professional that is going to be anywhere in the entire Ask Jason series. I have nothing to add to that. In fact, I wish I had ended this by just being like, and because it needs nothing. I almost want to go back to me to throw this out and end it, because I don't have better words than what early 30s Jason had to describe that circumstance. And honestly, that bothers me a little. Like, How do I not have a better way to do? But like, just like, even from like a video production and like hosting and presentation standpoint, I like, there were throwbacks to Nobody Wants to Be Pushed into a Highway, and how that references and ties everything together. Like, it was just well done, young me. I'd almost trade the gray to have that charm back. I tell you. Yeah, that's all I got, man. Good episode. Good advice. Round 13. Now defunct. Is what it is. But lots of people out there in families still working through the concerns that brought this about with the McCarthy family way back in the day, and they still need help. I dedicate some of my resources, so time, money, knowledge, whatever, network, to YAC, Young Adult Cancer Canada. So that's a one that you can look into. Now that round 13 is not here. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I really feel like, Joe, you can sort through the ramblings at the end of that, because the way that I ended it before was way better, and I don't think anybody needs to see all this. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.